Alright, next we need to cut 4x4s at 80 inches. We're going to need 4 of them. Our 4x4s are the first things we set on top of the top plate. We're going to screw them from underneath so they're good and secure. What you're going to want to do is count the third stud over, and you want to come halfway in between this stud, draw a line across the top plate. Your 4x4s are actually 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So you want to mark over 3.5 inches from there. This gives us a little bit of the stud to actually bear on with that 4x4, so it's actually sitting on something solid underneath it. The second one will simply go right on the corner, flush with each face. The third one, same way, right flush at the corner. And the other one on this side will be the exact opposite. We count the third stud over, take your square, the line down the center, mark over 3.5 inches. And we're going to go ahead and set the 4x4s for the rail. Those are going to be 31.5 inches, you'll see in your plans. You're going to want to set this one flush with the corner. So you're going to come back 3.5 inches from the corner. Next one will go dead center on the bow. One more of your 31.5 inch 4x4s will sit here on this corner the same way. They'll measure 3.5, and it'll sit square and flush with the front. Now from there you're going to want to take and measure over 24 inches from the inside of that 4x4. Make a mark at 24. This is going to be the rough opening for your gangplank. Gangplank will go down this way. So at 24, you're going to go ahead and go 3.5 inches more over and make your X there. This is where the last of the 31.5 inch 4x4s will sit. So we're taking our 80 inch 4x4. We've set it right on our mark, and we've squared it up with our plate. I have pre-drilled 4 holes from underneath the plate and sunk 3-inch screws up from underneath. And that keeps it pretty good and solid. We're going to do that with each of the 80-inch 4x4s, and then also with the 31.5. Awesome. The way media is here. Now we've got 10.5 inch 2x4s that we've cut for the rear of the upper deck, which is going to be raised above the front part of the upper deck. And what you'll just do is line them up with the stud below, just like this. You can go ahead and nail those in, toenail those in all the way around. And for a space like this where you've got considerable space, go ahead and put one on this in the center. Cut the top plates for our little mini wall here where we're raising up the back deck. You can see on the other side there I've got the strap that's holding those two 4x4s together. Sometimes you'll have a gap when you make your measurements. The easiest thing to do is sometimes just to take a strap and winch them together where they're snug. One thing you have to remember on this, and you'll see this in your plans, is that when you're measuring for this board, you've got to pull down here from a point that's already rigid and nailed off. Take your measurement, and it's 52. instead of measuring up here, which you'd be tempted to do, but to keep everything square, you want to take a measurement from the bottom and then match it on top. And that's what we've done for the back and the two sides. We're moving on now to the rim band part of this. What we're going to do for this is measure the distance between the 4x4s. And you're going to grab your 2x6, and we're going to be doing this all the way around the perimeter of the ship, from 4x4 post to post. We're going to go ahead and pre-drill from underneath, attach it with screws, and also pre-drill on the top diagonally here and attach with screws. And this will be the backing for our joist as we move across. Now here's a case where you've got the 2x6 that's sort of shooting up on the end, and it gives you a gap here that's a little bit too tough to pull down by hand. So we use one of these heavy duty clamps and find a point down low where you clamp it to. You know, be able to tighten that down real good and close that gap. And then you're ready to screw it in, and you can release your clamp. It's like magic, man. $2 more. Alright, I'm going to show you how to find the length and the angles on this this rim band here. It's kind of tricky. You can go ahead and measure and cut a piece that's a few inches longer than what your length is from this corner to the outside corner there. Okay, sometimes your saw won't cut all the way through a 2x6, and when that happens, you just take a handsaw or a sawzall or something else that will get you through there. Booyah! Check it. All right, you're ready. Now that we've got this piece cut on one end, we can come to the other end and just score that line. To get the actual length on this board, you're going to measure from the outside corner of that 4x4 to the front corner of the one here. It's 90 inches. That's going to be our total length. The next step is one that I've lost a lot of sleep over, and it's going to be a touching moment, so I won't really take it seriously, but this is how you sharpen your pencil when it gets dull. Take your knife and whittle away.
Wow.
I mean, it's dramatic, I know.
I've always wondered.
Yep. So next time you're wondering, that's how we do that. That's how the pros do it, actually. It's one of those industry secrets that we're glad to share with you. Now we've taken our clamps off, we're ready to set this board up in place. Alright, to get the length for the joist that you just laid out, we're going to measure from the inside to inside. And here we have 93.5. You'll want to duplicate that for each one. On the board, it's facing up always. Make those all match. Good. So we've cut this board at 93.5, and you can see we have about an inch gap here. Now the tendency would be to say, wait, our board is too short. But in fact, it just means that this part of the wall is leaning out, or that the other side is leaning out. And we need to bring them together to meet this. And that will continue to keep us square. So don't freak out. Not an inch short. It's all good. We're going to take a strap. That's what has to be done. Okay, here we're going to go ahead and leave out this 2x6 where we've marked this one for, because we want to plan for our trap door. To do that, go ahead and pull from this joist about 20 inches. There's the mark. And you want to do the same thing on the other side. Alright, to continue framing out this trapdoor access, you want to pull your tape about 4 inches from the outside band on each side here. Make an X on the inside line there. We're going to make this little door 20 inches. Make a mark at 20 inches from your line on both sides. You're going to cut 2x6 pieces to fit here and fit here, and now on both ends. Two 20s. Put those in here. Show that too. Tag or something. Some of those. For the last joist, we're going to go ahead and measure in 9 inches. Mark. And do the same thing on the other side. 9 inches and mark it. And that's where we will put our last floor joist for the upper deck. Cubby. It's tight working. That's for you to do. Yeah. What about this one? We continue with our 93.5-inch joist here. We've transferred our layouts from the studs below so that this joist is sitting directly above the stud. We put one up against the 4x4, one up against the 4x4 here, and then we've just transferred these two up above. Once we do that, we're onto the bow, and then we're almost finished with our joist layout here.